What's going on, guys? Eric Allen, owner of Top Rated MMA. For this show, I got to speak with Dmitriy Shakhnevich, who's a lawyer in New York City, but he's also got his own podcast called The Fight Lawyer. Got to get his take on the whole Conor McGregor Mike Chiesa case, and also got his thoughts on the Fighters Union being put together by Leslie Smith. This was an awesome show. Check it out. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to jump on a call, man. I appreciate it.
Sure. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. So not only are you a real-life lawyer in New York City, you are the host of the Fight Lawyer podcast. I mean, you've had some awesome people on your show, from Boss Rutan to Bruce Buffer, even an LA PD detective on the Tupac and Biggie case there. Is there an episode that sticks out like as one of your favorite shows so far?
The Ken Shamrock one was the first one. It was so fun to do. Ken is so insightful, so experienced. The editing is tough in every episode, but it's a good time. I enjoy it. It's tough to merge the law, fighting. It's not always easy, but it's a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And what made you decide to start up the Fight Lawyer podcast?
Well, I had a couple of friends that say you should do something different. I have my own firm. I have no restrictions as to what I can do to market myself or what I can do to get my name out there. This is something that I always thought was fun. It's hard having your own firm, so you got to do something that's fun, and you got to do something that you can kind of get creative with. And this is something I like. I don't think that doing a strictly law podcast would be as interesting as one would think, so I thought diversifying in this way is fun.
That's awesome. I read on Bloody Elbow, you said that Chiesa's case against McGregor doesn't get to the courtroom and probably settle for maybe a little over 6 figures. Why do you think that is?
Well, several factors. Number one, the injuries aren't as severe as one would think, right? There are no deaths, there are no loss of organs, no dismemberment, there's nothing terribly serious. There are no surgeries, no broken bones, from what I understand.
Yeah.
He had some stitching, which is severe, and that'll bump the case value up a bit. But that's about it. The injuries aren't that severe. The other portion is lost earnings. He's going to have to show that he lost money as a result of this, which he can show at least directly from the event, because he couldn't fight that event. As to everything else, title shots and impact on his career, that's going to be tougher. So primarily because the injuries are the way they are, I don't think it's going to be a $1 million case as some people thought.
Yeah. And do you think other fighters will follow suit? I know Ray Borg probably got the biggest injury out of the whole thing. I think he actually had to go get surgery on his eye for that, but kind of interesting.
Yeah, and Rose was a champion, and maybe her career was impacted in some way, so I don't know. They all can have lawsuits. They're relatively easy on the merits.
Gotcha.
It's just about actually doing it, and there's a stigma with fighters doing it, as you can see now. So I don't know all the people that are going to sue, but there's definitely merit if they do.
Yeah, and from my perspective, I guess I thought that the punishment for McGregor was pretty weak. Is that kind of a typical punishment for this type of case?
It's not uncommon.
Okay.
It's not uncommon. He was charged with D&E felonies in the criminal case. They aren't terribly severe felonies. I'm not saying it's easy to get a non-criminal disposition, given the circumstances. It's not. I'm not shocked, which is what I've said throughout. I'm not shocked that it ended the way that it did.
Absolutely. What are your thoughts on Leslie Smith putting together this Fighters Union thing? Do you think that a lot of fighters will jump on board with her for that?
It's tough. In order for it to have legs, you've got to have some of the real big shots do it. Once some of the real big shots get on board, then it can work, but then they jeopardize their own bottom line and they have to sacrifice their own well-being for the general good of the fighting population. I don't know if they're going to be willing to do that. That's tough. Tough.
Absolutely. Do you care if we do some rapid-fire questions real quick?
Sure.
Bare-knuckle boxing, do you like it or dislike it?
Bare-knuckle boxing, I know Johnny Hendricks is fighting soon. I think there's some event. I think it can be dangerous. I don't know if it's being regulated by the commissions. I don't know if that's being, implemented. If it is, it's just like any other sport. And if it's regulated and they're medically clear, then that's fine by me.
Yeah.
It's more dangerous. Blows to the head from those guys with no gloves, I think that can lead to some problems.
Yeah, it's interesting that the only state that has it legal is Wyoming.
There you go. I'm not moving there anytime soon.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite type of music or band that you listen to?
No, I'm all over the place. All over the place. Spotify, I have a couple of thousand songs, and I just kind of shuffle every time I'm on the train here.
Yeah. Do you have Khabib or Conor winning?
Oh, man, don't ask me that. I don't know. Conventional wisdom says Khabib. If Conor can take those shots, right, if he can prevent the takedown,
Yeah.
he should be fine, but nobody has.
Right.
And Conor has this mythical kind of, aura about him. And if he can keep that up, that's why most people are going for him. I don't think a lot of people are going for him based on, a skill set. He's been inactive. He hasn't prevented a takedown very well in other fights.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be tough. If Conor wins, it'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Last question for you. I've been in New York just twice, and just kind of real brief, what's the best pizza joint in New York City there?
Oh, I like some of the local places here in Brooklyn. I know there are a bunch of places in Manhattan that are, I'm very local. I'm very local. So,
nice.
But to me, all pizza tastes the same. I don't know why. It's got to be something real special. I don't like thin crust. I just like regular plain pizza in New York City is the best. I've been to Italy. I tried their pizza. I like New York City pizza more.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, man, I love your show. I love that the topics and the conversations that you have. Keep up the great work. And, man, I appreciate you, again, taking time out of your morning to jump on a call with me real quick.
No problem. I appreciate your interest. Thanks.
Thanks, Dmitriy. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching the show today. I really appreciate it. It would be awesome if you could subscribe to our channel and share this video, please. We take 25% of the profits that we earn through TopRatedMMA.com, and we give that back to Hire Heroes USA, which is an organization that helps veterans with free job placement and training after they're out of the service and for their families. We also take 5% of all the profits made through TopRatedMMA.com, and we give that to the Fighter Sponsorship Program through Fightbook MMA. It's a great, great organization. Both of them are. Again, thank you for watching the video. Have an awesome day.
Everybody just